Okay. So coming to our course, right? So we are going to cover Power BI, Power Business Intelligence tool, right? Or also we call it data analyst tool, and PostgreSQL. It is a simple databases. Okay. So these are the two things we are covering. Along with this one, we are going to cover data warehousing. Okay. So what are the three things we are covering? One is about data warehousing, right? And this is a concept coming from the decades from 1980s, right? How to handle our data. I don't say anything. It just tells us how best we can handle the data. And like Newton theories, we know there are three formulas of Newton, right? Newton laws, three laws are there. Like how they are intact, and we are still using those laws, whatever the advanced technology we are using. The data warehousing concepts, we those are designed, or those came decades back. Still now we are following the same concept. The concept or basic fundamental principle never changed. The things those are changed is like databases. Over a period of time, we have lot of databases are there, right?
Hari,
Or
sorry to bother you. Are you sharing the screen, Hari?
sorry, my bad. Thanks for highlighting that one.
No, but yeah,
Are you able to see my screen now?
all good. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Lakshmi. Thanks for these are the two things: recording, screen sharing, and making sure voice is clear. Fine. Okay. So just to recap again, the data warehousing, right? This is like a Newton's laws. Wherever the technology we use, the principles of data warehousing is not going to change. Lot of data is being generated in each and every organization, right? How you are securing it, right? How you are getting all the data together, how you are cleaning, transforming, and using for the our visualization or business strategies, right? On this one, we are going to have a databases, like if you heard about SQL Server, Teradata, Oracle, and open source. That means free. Open source means it's simple that you don't need to pay anything. It's free of cost. PostgreSQL. And finally, we have the Power BI. It's a very powerful visualization tool. And in the market, you are having Tableau and Power BI are the market leaders currently. Okay. Now, what we are going to achieve by learning this is, right? If you see here, data to insights journey, right? As I discussed, like we are generating lot of data in every organization because every organization is becoming digital, right? Earlier, when you use it to capture all the things over a books physically, right? Or in the papers, now everything, or in the Excels, now everything is converted into digital. You will get a for small mobile app, right? Or desktop app. So all the front end users, associates, banking, everyone is going to enter the details into that application. And on the back end, there are a huge number of databases are there or file systems are there, right? So there is a big data factory is there that is going to handle all this data. And finally, we are going to use Power BI as visualization tool so that it gives a nice dashboard or a report, right? In a bar chart, line chart, or like a visualizations that helps business to quickly interpret how the business is going on, and they can take a valuable decisions. Okay. uh, this is how it works. Now, what are the tools and technologies are there? Now, if you see this page, starting from the journey, operational data, right? We have different databases: SQL database, event, Azure Analytics, Azure database. And when you're doing the analytical things, we have the Data Explorer, Databricks, right? And finally, the thing that is coming is data modeling. In the data modeling, we have the Microsoft Power BI and we have the Tableau, right? Tableau is also there. Okay. So now what we are focusing is, I'm clearly telling you the right side part of the journey, data modeling and visualization, right? So within our course, Power BI is going to be a major subject. PostgreSQL and the data warehouse are going to be a minor subjects for us, right? Why we need to learn data warehouse and the database? It's very important because whatever the data that is required for our Power BI is going to be sourced from a files or from the database. 90% is going to database. That means we should be having a sound knowledge about the database and subsequently the structured query language. Okay. Many people think that, okay, market, if you see there is a job profile is there, that they are putting lot of these things. But to be honest, for the beginners and some mid-level or who are going to change their career, pick one of this one. I strongly suggest, okay, pick one of this one. Either it can be a visualization or data analytics or Azure database engineer or data factory, and be yourself as a subject matter expert in this particular area. Okay. Even in the current business world, not single person is going to handle all these things. Like if you see someone at Lakshmi's Scrum, right? They would be having a team of members get together. Each member has the expertise on one area and they have some basic understanding about other areas also. Now, as a part of our course, our main focus is get to be subject matter expert in Microsoft Power BI, learn it well, crack the certification, and apply jobs. Those are requirement. Those looking for the Microsoft Power BI skill set along with the SQL and all those things. Okay, that is our target. And any other questions? I just muted you just to avoid the noise. Okay, but you can use the chat channel. Okay, I'm going to continuously watch the chat channel. If you have any doubts, immediately post it in the chat channel. Okay, just I want to make sure when you are watching this recording that you don't get the background noise or disturbances. Okay, I continuously watch the chat channel. Till now, do you have any doubts? What is our objective? So our objective is very simple. In the data to insight journey, I'm going to learn the data modeling and visualization tool, that is Power BI, and it's a Microsoft tool. So the benefit of this one is, let me open this tool and just put you a comparative analysis with the Microsoft Excel. Okay, the options and all those things, like if you see in a Microsoft Excel, we have different tabs and same options are grouped. Suppose if I want to handle the data, you're going to see table and all those things, right? Similarly, Power BI also have the similar kind of UI. Let me take the blank report. And if you see here, to get the data, to transform the data, to visualize. And if you want to insert something, we have different, right? As I told you, Tableau and the Power BI are market leaders. Whereas when you take the Tableau, it's a completely different interface and everything. So people who are want to change their career or come to IT background, the Power BI acts like a what we call a runway, so that you can take off easily, right? Because my thought process is many of you would be having hands-on with the Excel, MS Word, and PowerPoint tools. Okay. If you say no, Harish, I'm not having that much visibility of all those tools also. Couple of years back, I have done the Excel training, Microsoft Office training, which consists of Excel, PowerPoint, and MS Word, right? I can give you as a complimentary those videos, so that as a part of your this course, you are going to get a complimentary of the Microsoft Office trainings also, and you can further learn both the things in parallel. Okay. Learning wise, and there is no hard. We are not going to use much of the coding here. Simple single or two lines formulas we write, and those formulas also similar to the Microsoft Excel formulas which we write. Okay, so I can confidently say learning is not difficult about Microsoft Power BI. It's just about how we are learning the things in a systematic way, right? So a lot of opportunities are there. If I just Google it in the Power BI, jobs in USA, this is a default thing which I use. 27,000 jobs in the LinkedIn they are showing. Okay, this is one of the site, right? And we have a dedicated team under Hacks, Agile Hands-on Training, right? They are going to help you guys, right, to guide you on preparing for the interviews, right? Preparation, interview guidance. Along with me, they are also going to work with you closely, right? So we can also see, I mean, to be more precise, I'm just going with entry level and associate. Okay, even at this level also we can see data analyst, SQL, Power BI, see BI developer, Power BI. Develop reports and dashboard for internal business partners, perform data extraction, cleansing, wrangling on diverse data sets from internal and external source. Data profiling, identifying and understanding. Primarily use Microsoft tools, Power BI, Power Query, SQL. Now, I want to just touch base one thing. SQL structured query language is a universal language in the databases. Okay. Like how English is a universal language, right? If you know English, yes, I can manage in maximum number of countries. Similarly, if you learn SQL, we can manage maximum number of databases handling. So today you would be learning PostgreSQL, but that doesn't mean that you would be able to work on PostgreSQL. You can work on SQL Server also. You can work on Teradata also, because the SQL queries are more or less similar, and the queries also simply looks like a simple English language. Okay. The main purpose of taking PostgreSQL is that one, that you guys going to have exposure, because in Microsoft also we have the SQL Server and everything. But what I thought is that now open source is booming up. Many one ask us, hey, do you know have any exposure to open source tools? Then we can say, yes, I have worked on PostgreSQL databases. My Power BI, in my old project, yes, I have a Power BI and it uses PostgreSQL databases, right? And our target is, by learning this PostgreSQL, you are going to learn one open source tool, and also you are going to gain a good knowledge on the structured query language. Okay. And it is very important, because when you say you are a data analyst, right, or you deal with the data visualization, definitely they will ask couple of questions on SQL. My personal feeling is that people who are working on data visualization, these things, that mandatorily they should know SQL, basic SQL. Again, it's not like advanced SQL, basic SQL of retrieving the data from the tables, right? And pulling data from by grouping the data, all those things, right? So as a part of our course, Power BI is minor, s- Power BI is our major subject. Data warehousing and PostgreSQL is our minor subjects. Okay. And since the journey is going to start from left to right, right? So we are going to start with the data warehousing concepts, understand why we are doing all these things in an organization, and we would be learning about the database. And finally, we are going to start with Power BI. Okay. So normally this is a 15 hours class. Okay. So in the weekdays, if it is a weekdays, we are going to have 5 days a week and 3 weeks. Considering now it is a weekend, so I should be keeping 2 hours class. Okay. And I'm going to give a 5 minutes break in between the 2 hours, right? And as I told you, it's total 15 hours class, so you would be having 15 class recordings accordingly, right? Each and every class would be recorded with high quality and it is uploaded in the YouTube, right? The benefit of uploading in the YouTube is that you can watch that anywhere. Simply, you can watch while you're traveling, make a notes of it. Once you're back, you can again start practicing. Okay, for all the registered students, you will get the YouTube recordings or the, and you are going to be provided project tasks that you need to be completed in my guidance. Okay, and we in the next class we are going to revise whatever things we have learned and we are going to continue, right? So these 4 weekends going to be the 8 classes, each class consists of 2 hours, is very crucial for you guys to decide your course of action. Okay, many people has doubt, hey, if I complete this 8 days, am I going to get job? Yes, I mean, you are ready for the face the jobs. Okay, and furthermore, when you train yourself, right, by preparing on more examples and doing a regular practice, you will become 100% ready to apply the jobs. And there is a huge demand for the data visualization peoples, right? Any questions? I just want to take a 10 seconds pause. If you have any questions, you can put in the chat channel. Okay, then I will take to you about the certification. Okay, and the good thing with the visualization tools is we has the opportunity to regularly connect with the top management. Why? Because I will tell you in a simple way, right? You all see, right? Whenever there is a high level meetings happens, right? Within the organization or team meetings happen, everyone do a PowerPoint presentation, right? So when you say that, hey, I have this much data in the database, that's not really going to help. But if you visualize that one and says, this is our total sales, this is our total profit in a visualization tools. So the business management comes to us and asks. So we have a good exposure to connect with the top management, right? And we would be acting as a bridge between the top management and the data engineers. So we are going to the technology experts, and at the same time, we are going to learn about the business, right? So we can become a techno business person, right? And as a technology guy, we are going to learn about these things at a high level. We don't need to deep dive into things because many people say, hey, no market in the market, they're asking a lot of tools. I feel that when they ask those tools means they expect, do you have an understanding about those tools, what they do? And when you say I'm a visualization and business analyst, then they will further deep dive into the tool that which you say, which is your primary. Okay. And after completing the course, right, we should be focusing on the certification. So what is the certification we are going to target? Power BI Analyst Associate, right? And this is a Microsoft certified. Okay. And if you see here, the level is intermediate, right? Because our intention is to crack the job. That means at least we need to prove that we are having a knowledge at the intermediate level, not a foundational level, honestly saying. And the role we are going to have is data analyst, and the subject is data analytics. Okay. Normally, it's a every 12 months we need to renew, but don't worry, it's a free of cost for the renewal. Okay. Just Microsoft want to know, yes, whoever having the certification, yes, they know the concepts and they are working on it and they are do well, right? And it is going to be having a 50 questions, right? A lot of practice assessment papers are there. We can try this as many times. They are free of cost. Okay. And I'm going to with you helping, and we have a team who helps you in case of further any support is needed, right? and the certification is going to be named as PL300. Okay, so it's a 100 minutes exam. Okay, and it costs around 165 US dollars, right? You can also register for this exam after our course. Okay, and if not, if you reach out to us, normally our organization regularly do help students to register for these exams, so they would be having some kind of coupons and anything, and they can get some discount, right? Both the ways we are open to help you with respect to the certification and the resume guidance. Okay, so this is all about the course, right? And certification and how the guidance would be given with respect to the resume. Any questions or queries? And also, I just want to show you one thing. If you see in this journey, these are all the different technologies being provided by the Microsoft itself. Data engineering, data warehousing, databases, industry solutions, real-time intelligence, data factories. And many of you have heard about these words, right? My simple answer is after completing this course that you become the expert of Power BI, and you would be knowing a good level of understanding with the data warehousing and databases, right? Once you land into the job, definitely based on our project requirements or our career path, right? We can explore further to the data factory, data engineer, these things, right? One cannot be expert in all the things, but one can be expert in one area, and they should be having a good level of basic understanding about the other areas. That's a simple principle follows in each of the business domains, right? So this is all about a small introduction about our course, right? And how we are going to cover it, right? And what is our goal, right? A simple thing. We are going to learn Power BI in detail that is required for the job, and also to support our exam interviews and everything, that we are going to learn more about database with the open source PostgreSQL, and we are also learning the data warehousing. Okay, any questions or queries with respect to the introduction and everything? Let me open for a audio. I will pause the recording once. Stop sharing. Can you confirm if you are able to see the screen? Okay, recording is in progress. I'm just sharing my screen. Can you confirm once again? Because I just stopped the screen sharing again. Just one more confirmation. Maybe you can say yes too. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Just to double check the things. That's it. Okay, thank you. Fine. So, till now, we understand what is the purpose of this course, right? And how we are going to work in the coming 4 weekends, right? And the what is our objective. And just before, we have completed the concepts about data warehousing, right? And I'm going to send you an assignment mail also. Okay, if I show you an example, uh, yeah, I got it. So normally I provide the class number and the topic which we covered and the batch date, and I'm going to provide the class recording and the articles that we done, and I am going to give small assignment or project task kind of things. Okay, you are going to get this mail. So what you need to do is after the class, you need to take time to revise the recording once again, and whatever the articles that we provided, you need to go through them, and finally you need to complete the assignment. Okay. Now coming to the second part. Instead of second class, we will say second part. Now, as I told you, right, as a part of our course, we covering the data warehousing and now database. Now, in this database, I have taken the PostgreSQL. Why PostgreSQL? Everyone would get a question. Why to PostgreSQL, right? So let me show you some key things from the PostgreSQL. Okay. PSQL is an object relational database management system, right? I will just post object it, but I will say relational database management system, what it is, right? Just now we discussed it, right? We are going to maintain the star schema. That means we create a relation between these tables, facts and dimensions. So these maintaining these relational systems we call as RDBMS. All the database majorly we call them as RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Now Postgres is going to provide us, okay, developed by University of California at Berkeley's Computer Science Department. This is one of the top-notch universities in the United States. Berkeley's Computer Science. There are a lot of inventions happened in this one. Postgres pioneered many concepts that only become available in some commercial databases much later, right? PostgreSQL is an open source design. That means you don't need to pay anything. We can use all the features. Even if you go to the Oracle or Teradata, right, they will give us a free version. After that, again, we need to purchase if you want to further work on the more things. But PostgreSQL is entirely open source, free of cost. And the installation of this is also very, very easy. I'm going to explain in this class how to install it and how to start using it. Okay. And I'm going to provide a detailed presentation also. Each slide is going to have each and every line items, how to use it. Open source descent of this original Berkeley's code, it supports large part of SQL standards and offers many modern features like complex queries, foreign keys, triggers. I mean, these is new topics, but as and when we go into the PostgreSQL, we are going to understand. We are going to see the data types. And because of liberal license, PostgreSQL can be modified, used, and distributed by anyone free of charge. We don't have anything. And considering this is an open source tool, so in your resume also, you can say that, okay, I have exposure to open source tools like PostgreSQL database management system, right? And you are also going to learn about the SQL. And I'm going to just give a brief history, okay, where exactly this particular database is being used. I'm not going to read everything because that will get bored. Relational database written at the University of California at Berkeley, right? And if you see portrait led by Professor Michael Stonebarker and sponsored by Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, Army Research Office, National Science Foundation, and ESL. So these are all the prestigious institutions or organization in America. The PostgreSQL is the I mean idea of from all these organizations and their contributions, right? And the implementation of PostgreSQL begins in 1986. The initial concept started like Postgres. A database it is created. Initially, it don't have SQL interpretation also. It works like a database. Like demoware system become 1987 and 1988, right? PostgreSQL has been used to implement different research and production applications. And if you see what are there, financial data analysis like banking systems, jet engine performance monitoring. Just think of it. If we are saying jet engine means how much faster the data need to be collected, from the jet engines or jets, right? Millions of data would be there. It would be doing both huge number and in the micro nanoseconds also it should capture. Asteroid tracking systems, medical information, several geographical information. So PostgreSQL is being used in all major fields. Okay. That is the reason we picked about PostgreSQL. Just I want to emphasize why we are using this one. Okay. After that, in 1994, Andrew Yu and Jolly Cheng added an SQL language interpreter or structure query language. Then it has become common under the new name Postgres 95. And Postgres 95 code was completely ANSI and trimmed by 25%. Okay, so the lot of improvements are done over the time. Yeah, they use the healthcare across the things they are being used. Okay, so if you see medical information systems, that means my thought is it becomes under healthcare only, if I'm not wrong, right? Medical, asteroid, financial means banking system, geographical, everything it is covered, right? So we are going to understand about the PostgreSQL. Simple and straightforward, okay? And in 1994, Andrew Yu, Jolly Cheng, since it's an open source, they also done a lot of research and they trimmed the size by 25%. Many internal changes, improved performance, maintainability. Okay. And finally, in 1996, it became like PostgreSQL. So as it goes an interpreter, SQL interpreter. So from Postgres 95, they started terming it as PostgreSQL. Till 2025, we are actively using this one. Hmm? And our main objective is with the help of PostgreSQL, we are going to learn the SQL structure query language and database concepts. That is our main motto. Okay. I'm just closing this one. So I want to reopen this one again. Yes. Okay. So this is all about history and what it is, right? Now let us see the architecture of the PostgreSQL, how it is works. Getting started. Architecture. Now the database jargon, right? Understanding how the parts of PostgreSQL makes the chapter somewhat clear. Now in database jargon, PostgreSQL use client server model, right? Uh, have you heard about this terminology, client server model? Anyone? I got one response. Let me see. No. Okay. Any other people? Do you know what it mean by client server? I hope we heard the word about servers, right? Whenever we have any system that we say, hey, the servers are placed in the head office. Hey, we have a Google servers are there located across the globe, right? Our Google Chrome, where we are opening a Gmail, that is our the client. I have a client application called Google Chrome. I open it, and when I open the Gmail, it hits to the Gmail server that would be sitting across the globe somewhere because they have a distributed architecture. All their servers are connected, and it is going to get all the data from the server. Nothing I'm storing at my Google Chrome, right? Until I download it. Now let me show you a simple diagram here also once again. Let me copy this one because I want to share this with you. More copy, create a copy into data warehouse, move to the end. Okay. I'm just inserting another picture. Let me take the picture from online. . where I can get the best image that can explain you easily. This one, this one. A simple diagram for easy understanding for the beginners. Like all the database, majority they follow the client server, which means client is like a front end tool. Say I send an instruction, can you please create a table? Can you please insert XY record? Then that request would be passed through internet, hello, and that is sent to the server. And server is going to perform that operation to me and it sends me a response. Yes, it is successful or it is failed due to whatever the reason, right? So this jargon, we called it as a client server model. So which means there can be multiple clients. Each client would be connected through a network. So whenever we say client server, then the concept comes network IP address, network protocols and all those things. Now it is very important that server is going to open one secure connection for each end client and make sure once the operations are performed, it is closing that particular connection, right? Now coming back to our database, the server process which manage database files, accept connection to database from client applications and perform database actions on behalf of clients. The database server program is called Postgres. So here we are calling this server as Postgres. Now the user client front-end application that want to perform these operations, client can be varying, diverse in nature. We can have a text-oriented tools or graphical applications. So another thing for opting for PostgreSQL is I'm going to show you the command line interface also. Just I want to have the both the flavors. Graphical applications, web servers, or any specialized third-party tools. Our Power BI is also one client tool. When we connected with the Power BI PostgreSQL server, it pulls the data that is required for the Power BI. Okay, so the client tools are varied. SQL assistance. Even our Chrome is a client tool. When you open a Chrome, and when you give an instructions, user ID and password, it is going to hit to the database and getting the response to us. So client tools can. A typical of a client server application, the client and server can be on different hosts. So now since we are practicing, our server and client are going to be on a single laptop as a part of our practice. But in general organization, they are going to sit on different servers, different locations. So in this case, they communicate over TCP or IP network connections. You should keep this in mind because the files that can be accessed on a client machine might not be accessible. So you on the client, you can see the data in a proper table, but when you go to the server, they can be in a different way. We may not be able to open. Okay. So this is about understanding. Now coming to the database creation, before creating, first of all, we need to install, right? So for that one, I have a detailed step-by-step instructions are there, right? Let me open that one. I'm going to share you this document and Postgres installation guide, right? How to install the software. It is very pretty simple. You need to go to this site, right? When you click on it, it will open a downloader. Or else, if you go to the Power BI site in the downloads, you can see the option. Okay. Linux, Mac, Windows, BSP, Solaris. Please stick to the Windows because you are new to the IT and you want to learn new things. So if you go to the Mac, problem is that the complete user interface, options, everything is different. You won't be able to make. So every one of us, even Power BI is also available in the Windows laptop only. So every one of us start using Windows laptop. Windows. And if you see, we have the download the installer. So when you click on download the installer, you would be having the latest version and which operating systems. Okay. I have provided you line by line with the screenshot 17.4. So select the 17.4 for Windows X62. Just click on it. It will automatically start downloading C PostgreSQL 17.5.exe file. So once this file got downloaded, it's just like we have a exe file. You just need to open that one. It is downloading. If you want to try, we can try it parallelly, but I just won't want to distract you. So just watch it and later on we can try it after the class. So it's just about 341 MB. That's it. Nothing more. So once it got installed, when you go to the downloads folder, you can see this .exe file. You just need to double click on it. So it will ask you, do you want to change allow this application to change the publisher? Just click on it. That message normally comes whenever you installing a new application. Okay. So you would be getting a installer widget, right? Like this. So you just need to click on next. And if you see here, we are having PostgreSQL Server pgadmin 4. I would request you to uncheck the stack builder because at this point of time, you really don't need this one. Okay. PostgreSQL Server is the server tool. pgadmin 4 is the client GUI, graphical user interface client tool. Command line is the text oriented client tool. Stack builder, don't use it. Okay. Click on next. Since already I have installed this one, it is saying as an existing customer, you have the SQL. But in your case, you are going to get this particular option. It is going to show you your installation directory and just click on next. It's just about clicking next, but it's very important that you are unchecking the stack builder because stack builder is for advanced thing. Please don't use that one. Okay. Followed by next, it is going to show you the data directory. It shows two things. One is your software installation directory. Another one is data directory. That means whatever the tables data we are loading, that is going to be installed. This followed by the password. Guys, I would request you to keep a simple password and just remember that one. Please don't save the password or remember the password. Don't click on the remember password option. Keep it password very simple and then use every time when you log in it. Next, it's going to show you the port number, whatever it is there, just keep it. Next, you are going to have an installation summary. I would request you to please copy this installation summary and save it in a notepad. In case if you are facing any issues, then this is going to help us to debug the things. Okay, you can use the chat GPT also, but let us have this one handy so that we know. After that, next, and then if it asks again, just remove the stack builder and click on the finish button. Don't install the stack builder. Many people, what they are doing is they are stucking here. They think stack builder to be installed, but try doing installation multiple times. Okay, just keep this one. Once you are done with, I'm just canceling the installation widget because I am having. When you go to the start menu, Windows start menu, okay, I have kept these as a quick start, but if you go to the all programs and go to the alphabet P, I'm having previous version also, just expand this folder. You would be seeing pgadmin 4 and also SQL shell PSQL. This is text oriented. This is GUI. So just let me click on it. Everything is there, instructions step by step. Give the password. It is opening. And just put this as a quick start menu, or else just use them as a pin to the start taskbar. Okay. And let me open parallelly the SQL also. Normally command line interfaces are very faster because they don't have much of the graphics, right? So localhost is our server, right? Because everything is installed on our local machine. But if in organization, they will definitely provide you the server name. Okay. The backend GUI is also open. Just I will cover this one and I will go to that one. Just type localhost. Database name by default, we would be having one Postgres database. If you want, you can use it, or else if you already created a database, you can use it. Port name 5432. Username Postgres. Normally it displays the default values. If you are fine with, just enter that one. Guys, another important thing is when you are typing the password, your cursor don't change the position. Okay. Please keep that in mind. At a times, what happened, you type the password, but considering cursor is not changing, we end up with entering the password multiple times. See, now I am entering my password. Entered the password, but cursor is still there only. That's it. Okay. Now this is a text oriented tool, right? So whatever you want to do, you need to run the commands. We are going to learn about those commands. Okay. But just giving a simple thing, since we are in the database, how can I know what are all databases are there? So whenever you want to run the shell commands, we should be using /L for listing. See, these are all almost 10 rows. Bank of America, Greystar, Hebrew, JP, Oracle. So if I want to connect to any database, I need to select it. We can double click and right click so that it will get copied. /C, C for connect. Enter the database name, enter it. See, you are now connected to the database Bank of America. Now, if you want to see what are all the tables or objects available in database, /D, display. See, we are having couple of tables and views are there. So when you say text oriented, if you see some technology movies, right, everyone go on typing on a black screen like that. Bit hard, but we can learn more things because everything we need to run on a command. Okay. And it's not mandatory. Just remember this one. As my students, I want to make sure that you know, okay, these are all things are available. Now coming to the GUI, graphical user interface, right? You can see here, clearly it is showing servers. And if you want to know what are all the databases available, just click on this expand one. If you click, it will expand. See, I have two servers. You would be having one server. And if you see there is a cross mark, that means it is not connected. You can further click on it. It's going to ask me a password. I'm entering the password. Okay. See, as and when I connected, everything got expanded. Here in the text oriented thing, we need to run the commands for each and everything. Here it's displaying me. And if you see here, within the PostgreSQL 17 server, I have 8 databases. And last time I worked with Oracle HR, so that's why it default open. So this yellow color is that means it is connected. And there are different objects are there. Okay. We will see the important things that are required as a part of our course. and which are like gray with cross mark, they are not connected. If you want to connect them, just you can expand it. See, okay. Now, if I want to correlate these database things and tables like our house, we can consider database engine as a city. Within that, databases are like one house, and within that, the tables are like rooms. Let me get back here. See, I'm just minimizing this one. I'm going to have a one PostgreSQL server engine that is going to be our a simple block I'm taking, a city, where I can remove fill color, no fill. Okay. So within a server, a PostgreSQL server, we can have multiple databases. Each database can be separate purpose. This is for marketing database. This is for manufacturing department. And we can have another for financial thing. Now within this database, like within this house, right? I can have one house, but I can't keep it like a big single room. Again, I divide it into multiple rooms like hall, kitchen, bedroom, right? So we create further tables, a customer table, all the customer information, a employee table, a sales table. And this table is going to refer both employee table who has placed the order on behalf of customer and the customer information. That means this becomes a fact table that is storing the all the sales and two dimensions like customer, employee, or a product table going to be sitting here, or a time table. Okay, these are going to within the database, huh? Separate, and these are all connected. That's why we call it as a relational database management system. Okay, now we installed our PostgreSQL server, right? As a part of today's class, let us start creating one simple database and one simple table. Okay, so that tomorrow we can practice how to insert the data. If time permit, we will also insert data into it. But let us see. Now, whenever you want to create anything new, first of all, we need to open the query tool. Okay, here it is. And this query tool would be enabled when you select any one of the database. Okay, suppose if you didn't selected a database, see, it is grayed out and it is inactive. Some students face issue here that they don't select the database, but in the recording they can see, yes, Hari is able to open the query tool, but I'm not getting means because you just need to select one database. Okay, here it is. And it is very important. We need to know which query, which database this is connected. Okay. Normally, whenever we go to this query, it normally switches here and there, but we can update that one. Where is this one? Okay. And in the latest version, here itself, they provided the PSQL tool workspace also. Okay. Like how we have this command line black screen, same window can be opened here also by creating the connecting the database and see it. Okay. Let me close this one for now. Query tool. Now, how we are going to tell to database, boss, I want a database. Normally, if you want your friend's help to create a picture, what we say, hey, can you create a picture for me? Or can you make a coffee for me, right? or can you create a presentation to me? Similarly, SQL also. Why I'm giving these examples is because many students see hundreds of lines of SQL code and they think that it is something complex. No, nothing complex. They are a combination of small blocks. Now, if I want to create a database, I tell him create. Let me use capital letters just for database. Since I want database, I will tell test underscore DB. All the SQL queries should be closed with a semicolon. Semicolon is like telling to the database, yes, I executed my query. Please run. End of the line or end of the query. Select it and run that one. Before that, we can show this in parallel. Let me go reset layout. Is it reset layout or settings? Is it display settings? Miscellaneous user interface. Yeah. Theme light, dark. Acha, layout workplace classic. So when you put on classic layout, right? I like this classic layout because I can see both the database and everything side by side. Is it disconnected again? Oh, so don't save the password, huh? Just remember the password. What is wrong happening? Cancel. Let me close it once again. Freshly open the things. Yes, you are right. Thanks, Rahul. Thanks for helping me. Let me check whether border caps is on or not. Yeah, thank you very much. I surprised why I have missed the password. If I told you I may get locked. Cool. PostgreSQL query tool. Okay, in the classic view, we can see side by side. So create table, sorry, database. Say if I want the test database, test underscore DB. Okay. And also in the database and tables, we are not supposed to keep the spaces between. Huh? Please remember, while giving the object names, whether it's a table, database, whatever it may be, space should not be there. Either it should be continuing or underscore is the best thing for easy to understand. So you will go for database semicolon. Either you can use F5 or play button. Okay. Query written successfully. Now, if you want to see whether the database is created, just right click on it, refresh. See, test database is created. Now, if you want to delete an object completely, then we use drop database test underscore DB. Okay, run it. Query returned successfully. Now 9 will goes to 8 back. Okay, drop is very dangerous. So let me put it in the comments. So double line is like comments. If you want to write any comments anywhere, we can use the double dash. First example of creating database. Okay. So double dashes is used. Suppose if you want to add any comments, we can use this double dash. Okay. Now I need your suggestion. In our exercise, can you let me know for which particular business data domain shall we create the database? If you are giving me a database name is also helpful, and I need your help to create more tables in it. Okay, can you show us again how to change the classic view, right? So if you go to this one, where is the setting button? Where is the setting button? File, tools, dashboard. Is it this one? And not this is tools. I think that shows in the workspace when we are in the workspace. But don't worry, I will get that option. Huh? Edit a view, servers, file, preferences. Yeah, financial service, grocery shop. Okay, files, preferences. In the preferences, there is a miscellaneous. In the preferences, where is this option here? Query tool. Query tool, storage options, path. Uh, Sometimes it will give the search option. Here it is not giving. Options, no storage. I will try to get you. Okay. Viren. I have financial services, groceries, and insurance domain. Bank of America, real estate, JP Morgan, Progress, financial service, invoice, factoring. Oh, more. It's in miscellaneous. Okay, Rahul. Let us take financial service. Now, in the financial service, can you provide me which financial service, for which financial service can we create the database? Yeah, I mean the classic view. That is correct. Either classic view or workspace view. When you put the classic view, it will be showing. Can I have a database name, Joy? For which organization shall we create? Any bank name? Bank of America, already I have one here. Something new? Trust Bank. Okay. Let us say Trust Bank. We got it, huh? So I'm asking to database boss, TRUST. I want a trust bank created. So whenever we are creating the database, guys, what happens is the data engineers and they sit together and they first create a plan of action. Okay, we got a busy bank, trust bank, and they want to build their database currently loading, right? Now we will take it simple because we want to learn the SQL. So whenever we say yes, what tables we need, customer table, right? Uh, Employee table, EMPLOY, employee, and what else? Accounts table, account, and morely branch table. So we are just taking a simple things, right? Now, before going to this one, right? If you just compare this one, if you want to have the tables, first we need to create the database, right? Now you are going to help me to create the table. Now, can you tell me what should be the query? Can you post it? What is the query that I need to write to create a trust and trust bank? I think TRUST only trust, right? Or is it TRUIST? Uh, Nadir, I'm asking first creating the database, right? Not the table. So what should be the query? Okay. What would be the query to create the database? So this is the database, okay? Within the database, I'm going to create these tables. So uh, I need the query to create the table database first. Okay, Rahul has provided create database. And Rahul, as I told you, right, we need to use the semicolon at the end to tell that it is complete. The query is completed. Huh? Run it. Query executed. Let me refresh it. We have trust bank. Now, within the trust bank, I want to create the tables, correct? So that means first I need to connect to this database. Okay, it is very important. And please, everyone, please make a note of this one. The reason what happened is we connected to the Postgres. You create the database and we still use this connection and create the tables, but we set the tables in trust bank. But while creating the connection is with the Postgres, right? So what I'm going to do is, since I got my database created, I am cut everything connecting to trust database and opening a fresh query tool. See trust underscore bank and I am pasting here. Now, whatever the things I do here, whether create a table, insert into database data into it, those are going to store in the trust database only. Okay. Now, in the interest of time, and that's what my approach. Today we will be creating very simple database and we will see what is the problem with that one and how we can enhance for our. Okay. Now here I need your help. So we decided to create a table to store the customer information. Now can you tell me what kind of columns would be there in this customer table, please? It's a generic question. Okay. For this, you don't need to have a database knowledge or anything. Just you want to store customer details. So what kind of information? Okay, name, I got it quickly. So to understand these are like customer related, I just add a short form. Okay, cust underscore name, customer underscore address, customer underscore phone number, customer account number. Rahul, I'm not storing here because I want to store customer ID. Yeah, Kenny, I got the right one. Because whenever we are storing a customer details, right, we need to have a unique ID to represent him. Correct? So the first thing I store customer ID. This is going to be his unique number. Like whenever you go to the branch, hey, this is my customer ID. What else can we store? Customer DOB is the short form for date of birth. Okay. Uh, Customer SSN number. What else can be? Address, phone number, anything interesting thing you want to store other than these? Okay. So if you remember when you are putting the data in Excel, right, in a table, we normally store data in the Excel table, correct? Along with that one, what the other thing we do? Suppose this is a table, okay? I'm just taking the format, home, format as a table, and it is having the table. My table is at right, like column one, column code. And also each column, we specify what is the format cell. It can be a general number, currency, accounting, date. Like what is the benefit of this one is it will make sure right level of data is stored. Okay, company and email. Thank you. Let me put those two columns. Huh? Cust underscore company, cust underscore email. Okay. So whenever you want to store a table, we should be having three basic things. What is the table name? What are all the columns? These are the basic things. Huh? And what kind of data you are storing? That we call as data type. What is the data type? So database, what it is going to make sure is whatever the value you are entering, if it matches to that data type, then only it will allows. Now in general, customer ID, right? Normally, can you tell me what kind of customer ID, how it looks? Is it a integer or is it a string or it is a date type? What you feel? Customer ID is okay, int. Sometimes it's alphanumeric also, you are right. So whenever we have alphanumeric, then we should go for the string. Okay. But here we'll go for int. Customer name string, or here we use char of 30. Okay. Customer address, we have the data type called varchar. I'm going to explain you what is the difference between char and varchar. Huh? Phone number, again, I feel it's an integer. I'm not putting any special characters. Date of birth, we have a data type called date. The benefit of this one is it will validate whether you are entering the valid date or not. Date. SSN number, USA, how it looks? SSN number is again a character or int? Okay. Company, again, character, because it should be a character of 40. I will go with varchar. Email is a varchar 30. Okay. That's it. Normally people think that boss, there are 10 lines of code, but nothing is there. If you want to create a table, you need to know table name, what is the columns and what are their data types. This is a basic one. Again, I'm repeating this one and I want to make it a first simple table so that you can easily learn it. Now we need to add some syntax. Now, can you tell me how I can tell to the database how to create a table? What is the keyword to create a table? Select means we are retrieving the data, Joy. So we tell it, can you please create table for me, right? And whatever the columns you have, you are supposed to keep everything in the brackets, starting to ending, and a semicolon that tells the end of the query. And how we can, each set of this, like this is one set, right? For column one, what is its name? What is its attributes? So we use a comma separated for each and every column. That's it. And remember, for last column, you are not supposed to put the comma. Please remember that one. Many people, what they do is, oh, I need to add comma to end of every line and they will add the one at the last. But last should be closed with the bracket and semicolon. That's it. Okay. So I will come to that one, Rahul, about the int. Let us create the table and come up with one by one. Okay. Now all your tables can be seen in this schema, public schema. And these are in alphabetical order. So if you expand this one, see there are no tables at this point of time. zero tables. Okay. For customer name, you have give a space. You are talking about this space. Okay. Or this space. Yeah, I'm going to come, comma. Okay, this is not a problem. Okay. While creating the SQLs, you can use n number of spaces, not a problem. Spaces, new line characters can be used independently. Okay. Same thing can be write in a single line like this. But do you think that is it easy to understand? Right? If I write everything in a single line, it is difficult, right? So SQL has a flexibility that you can use new lines, right? You can use spaces, right? In between these things, ideally one space is enough. Control Z, here it is. What is this? Ha. See, I can put simply a single space here. Okay, but again, these are more. So I just want to make sure everything is coming in a single line. So I just use it. Okay, we can use spaces explicitly. Now select everything and run the query. Query written successfully, table created. See, you have one type, customer. These are the columns. Earlier we have zero tables, right? Now we have customers. Okay, so this is how to create the table. Now what each data type does. Now when you say integer, right? An integer data type can store integer values. Let me get that value because I normally don't remember that value. And we are going to have a separate class for data types. Yeah, an integer here. It is going to allocate 4 bytes. So whenever you declare as an integer, whenever you are inserting an record, then it is going to allocate 4 bytes at backend. And it can accommodate a value of this much. From minus, it is something like how many millions? 2147 million to plus 2001. Okay, this is the range an integer can store, right? Now, when you say char of 30 means it can store up to 30 characters. Okay, what char 30 means? I'll just take an example of char 10. Now, what char 10 means? It is can store up to 10 characters. Say A, B, C, D. But if you store less than 10 characters, it will append spaces. So 4 letters are stored, rest of the 6 are stored with spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So character is a fixed length. If you declare 30, even though I stored 2 characters, rest of the 28 characters is occupied with spaces. Okay, so that means we are adding additional spaces if you are going with. We also call this as a fixed length. Whereas if I define as varchar of 10 and it is going to give A, B, C, D, that's it. It is going to allocate space that is required for 4 characters only. So var means variable length. Just a char means it's a fixed length. So what PostgreSQL says is that boss for my database varchar is good because in normal character types unnecessarily spaces are adding. That means I need to have additional cycles to read those all spaces. Okay. But some databases says that character fixed length is faster because it don't need to set when that field is ended. Okay. Similarly, we have a lot of data types. A separate class is there. Like if you see numeric, monetary, character, binary, date time, boolean, we are going to see about the data types in PostgreSQL and data types in the Power BI. Hmm? So coming back to here. Now a table is created and date means it can store all valid dates. Does both stores alphanumeric values? Yes. When you say characters, it can store alphanumerics, anything, no problem with it. But with the what is the value we are storing? If it is beyond 10, it will throw error. String out of flow. Okay. Integer also same. If you are storing a value within that range, it will stores. It is beyond, then it will throws an error. Okay. Now, whatever the queries that we use it to create the objects that we call as data definition language, because these queries defines how your data looks like. Okay. Similarly, if you want to insert the data, we need to write an insert query. Tomorrow freshly we will see that one. Okay, because we are already to end of hours, I don't feel we'll start. But if you want to see if the data is present in the table or not, then we'll simply ask it, can you please select the table? That's it. Select. Star means all from customer. SQL is simple English language. What I feel is, oh, SQL, simple English language. Okay. As of now, since there are no records are there, just it is showing empty. Customer ID, name, address, phone number, date of birth. That's it. An empty table is created. Okay. So let us pause the class here. Uh, we have covered introduction and installation, architecture fundamentals. We have seen both GUI and command line. We have created database and table. Data is not populated. Tomorrow we will see. Okay. Data population, insert, update, constraints, modify tables, all those things. Okay. There is a question. What does the log symbol indicates in the output? Yeah, you won't be able to directly edit here. It's just for like read only. The display can be read only. Okay, if lock is not there, we can edit it. I will show you those things also. Hmm? Okay, so let me pause the class here.